Welcome everyone to today's live stream, episode 15 of our Baldur's Gate 3 Barbarian gameplay series. I'm Commander Jorval and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So on an admin note, before we start, just as a reminder, I will be changing the day of the live streams back to the normal date, or the normal day of the week on Sundays from 2 to 5 Central Time. That will be starting up on February 19th, I believe. Yes, February 19th will be the day that will start. So mark your calendars, the 18th of February, that Saturday, I will not be streaming. I'll be back to Sundays from 2 to 5 for the normal streams. So I think that about finishes up the admin notes. So from a recap, last week we thought we were going to get farther through the stream than we did. We actually ended up spending more time going through the Underdark and clearing things out and getting through the drow and spectator encounter and that sort of stuff. And we didn't make it to the Arcane Tower. Well, today we are. At the end of our live stream last week, we ended right at the entrance to the Arcane Tower, and I think without any further ado, that's where we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to approach this kind of a different way this time, I think, in that I'm probably going to split the party for an extended period of time. I think what we're going to try and do here is take Astarion in and use his stealth abilities here to get past the arcane towers that are out there. And it looks like we do have an additional potion of invisibility, so if we need to use it we can, but I'm going to try and sneak through there. I am getting disadvantage on my stealth rolls, so I'm going to take that off and just have him go butt naked for a minute, just so I don't have... Actually, I could just throw this leather armor on, but it's not going to matter very much. If he gets seen, he gets seen. So I've got stealth +2. I no longer have disadvantage on my... Okay, so he still is encumbered by that. I'm going to see if I can get him not encumbered. That'll work. So we're going to try and sneak our way through here. And the way we're going to do that is try and make our way over to here first. And then we'll try and sneak our way over to here. And then we're probably going to run into an issue with Astarion because of his strength. So we'll see how we want to deal with this one, because we ultimately want to get over to here. So that we can jump across. And Astarion's strength is going to be a problem, so I think what I'm going to do, I think I have a bunch of additional potions of Hill Giant strength. I do. I'm going to split one of these off and give that to Astarion here, just in case his strength becomes an issue, because he is a weakling, and that affects his jump ability. So first, let's start off and try and take the shortest path across here to get out of the detection cone here and see if he makes it.
Step carefully.
Okay, so we didn't make it.
Just like old.
But he was able to get out of the line of sight before the arcane turret fired. So, again, from our perspective, that's 6 of one, half dozen the other here. It doesn't really matter for us if that's what happened. So I'm anxious to know what happens here. Okay, so we did have a hide check there. So we're going to try and make it over here now. So let's kind of move ourselves to here.
Stepping softly.
Okay. So we made it, and that's ideally what you want to have happen, because you want to have them facing the directions that they were originally facing, because if they detect you, they're going to turn and follow you around, and that detection cone follows with them. So once we get back here, we're behind their detection cone, and as long as we stay hidden, then we don't have to worry about them. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to jump up here, but I want to look at it and see.
That might be worth a look.
Okay, so it's too far and or too high to get up there. So let's go over here real quick. And I think this is too far and too high to get up here as well for him. Oops. That was a mistake.
Not a sound. On the hunt. Let's be quick.
He's probably going to die. I can't tell you how many times in this playthrough I've done that. I have clicked the hide button instead of the jump button. It's nothing more than a mistake. It's just a flat mistake. So we're going to
Let's prowl.
try and make it around here again. Believe that.
Gently.
Okay. So we got detected.
For discretion. Neither seen nor heard. Let's keep to the shadows.
Let's see if we can make it through again.
Nice and easy.
Okay. And we'll try this one more time without being stupid. How's that? As long as you stay in hiding, they are not going to turn towards you. So we'll move up to here and again, see if he can jump. So yeah, it's too high because of his strength. So I think what we're going to do is just take the potion of Hill Giant Strength here. How long does that last? For 10 turns? Okay. So now we're fine. Alright. So now we're fine. We're down here
Just like old times.
in this back area
That
here.
might be worth a look.
There is a perception check. There's a little pipe here. If you are a druid and you pick your animal form to be something small, I believe that you can, as the druid, and I haven't played the druid yet, but I believe that you can you can change into something small, like a mouse or something like that, then you can go through this pipe and get you inside of this area without having to do what we're going to have to do. Okay. So while we're here, we're going to pick up some stuff. We are not going to be coming back out here in a little bit, so we want to pick up this stuff while we're here. Okay. We do have some sellable items that we can pick up down here. He's encumbered, so we're going to get rid of the items here. Okay. Nothing else out here on this peninsula. We're going to continue walking around and we're going to cast guidance on ourselves. As we get into here. Okay.
What's that?
There's a dirt mound here. Okay, so I think we already have one of the Autumn Crocus bundles. On us. Want to check and see. We do. What we want. Okay, so we can just send all these to camp. Okay, guidance is almost out, so we'll cast it again. Okay, and then he's in the anti-magic field for the Susser flowers. Okay, and we're actually going to pick one of those up. Okay, and notice when you pick it up, now that anti-magic field follows you around. So be very careful when you're using it. It's a portable field of silence. Basically what it is. So it's going to keep you from casting magic. But it's also, if you're up next to somebody, it's going to keep them from casting magic as well. So want to be very careful about how you're using it. So okay, so coming up here, we have an ornate door that we can attempt to lockpick. Okay, it's got a DC of 15. We've got a bonus of 10. It's interesting, it's not giving us the option for guidance. Doesn't matter. Okay, and now we can go in the back door here. Okay, now once you're in here, again, some stuff to loot and that sort of stuff. At this point, I think what we're going to... and there's a lever here that opens up that door. You continue on down here. Oh, yeah, I can't cast guidance because I'm carrying the bloom. So, let's try and move over here on this side. And we're going to go right here around the corner, and you can see that there are blue petals on the ground. It should indicate to you that we need to put a Susser bloom in there. Okay, so the Susser Bloom basically powers up the entire building, is what it does. So now we have the opportunity to move around, and you saw one of the things that it did out here, if we switch to the outside, is now the detection cones are gone. And that's because the arcane cannons have been disabled. They are no longer active. Okay. So I don't have to hide anymore with this group out here.
Out of sight, out of mind.
And there is something that I wanted to check on. Can't remember if it's all the way over there or not. We're going to take this group back to the Selenite outpost real quick. We're going to head out this way. And open up this last little section of the map here that's covered up. I've been on the lookout for something. I haven't seen it yet. And I don't know if it's because I haven't seen it or I just haven't, or I just didn't perceive it. Okay, I think it's down here. Okay, so we're gonna have Shadow Heart cast guidance and have her
I'll go this way.
lead the way up here. Now, this isn't it. I know what this is. This is where one of the locations where the Bulette can come up. Okay. I know we have this, but that wasn't what I was interested in. Okay. Because I thought it was over closer to the Arcane Tower. But I certainly didn't see it when I was over there. What I'm looking for is a grave. I'm looking for
Catch a break.
a marked grave that sorry, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember where it might be as I'm talking. There's a marked grave out here that you can dig up, or you can place an Autumn Crocus bundle on it. And yeah, this is where we just were a second ago. And this is going to lead us down back into the beach area. So maybe it was, maybe it is around here and I just didn't see it. So let's head back to the Selenite outpost and we will head back toward the Arcane Tower. And there's just something that's, you know, rather interesting that you can encounter. So I was trying to illustrate it, and we'll just come along and see if we can. But if we can't, if we didn't find it, or don't find it, then it's not a big deal. I'll explain it as we go. So we'll jump across here, climb back down. And great, where's Shadowheart? Come on. Shadowheart's always been the... Whoops. He's always been the problem child when it comes to following along with the group.
Never wanted the easy path.
Okay, so we'll make our way down here. We'll join back up.
Anything of use?
Okay, and again, we don't have to worry about the arcane turrets because they've been turned off. So... Ooh,
Still
camera
breathing,
freaked out there.
Despite everything.
Okay, so while we're out here, we'll search this outside area. And...
There's no time to waste.
What
What am I to do?
Okay, so we have some items over here that we'll just have her pick up. And there's a letter here. This talks about somebody named Lenore and how she's in love with somebody, and they were separated and they weren't able to meet back up. Reading these, there are letters like this, and there are that contain clues to what needs to happen inside of the Arcane Tower when you're looking to solve certain puzzles. So keep this in mind as you're going through. You want to read a lot of the things that you're able to pick up. And you know, give me just a second. I'm going to pause for just a second. Okay. So I think I might know where it is. And doing it would mean that we would have to take a little bit of a walk to get back here. But I just went and looked up. This thing. And because I do want to illustrate it to you guys. I do want to show it. So I just have to go find it. Because I think it's like in some area like this or over here. Oh, there it is right there. Okay.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Okay, so she's the last one. and she failed. Nice.
The rock under your feet juts upwards, forming a perfectly engraved tombstone with a small epitaph. In memory of Myrna, a shining light in this dark world, may you forever gaze upon the lake you loved to play in. You realize it was made with stone shape, a powerful spell to waste on a grave.
Okay. So you have two options here, to either dig up the grave or to leave. So if I leave, I don't think I can interact with this now because of my failed perception check here. But you can leave an autumn crocus bundle on
Never a dull moment.
on the grave. I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, no. So it just failed. So the only option that I have here is to dig up the grave.
As you dig, you slowly expose the skeletal remains of a large dog wearing a chunky leather collar.
A collar? What are these runes along it?
Okay.
No matter. The Underdark's probably full of lost oddities.
So you can pick up the dog collar here.
What are these runes along it? No matter. The Underdark's probably full of lost oddities.
Okay.
Is that blood?
And now we can...
Never mind.
I don't think there's any way to get... Because there's the Arcane Tower there. So yeah, there's no way to get back except heading back the way that we were. So we'll head back to the Selenite Outpost and make our way back to the Arcane Tower. So...
Have to keep going.
It was kind of back there in the corner, and when I was fighting the Bulette in that area, I just missed it originally. So if you don't fail your perception check, you have the opportunity to place something on the grave, and you can place an autumn crocus bundle on the grave. And that will lead you into something inside the Arcane Tower, and then digging up the grave and getting the dog collar leads to something else. And that's, we can at least illustrate that part of it here. So we'll try and keep Shadowheart with us this time, see what happens. Of course, she comes back up, because the pathfinding in this game is just so good. Okay, now maybe she'll jump across with everybody. Yep. Okay, so now we'll climb down here. And make our way down to the Arcane Tower. Sorry that took so long. I know that wasn't the greatest gameplay, watching me fumble around trying to remember where it was, so... But I did want to illustrate something kind of funny. At this point. It's kind of interesting the full thing, but this is at least going to be kind of funny. Let's go, Shadowheart. Okay, and you can see that again, the arcane turrets are disabled up here, so you don't have to worry about them. And we can just make our way up here to the front door. We can't make our way in through the front door yet, but that is what Astarion is for. So, Astarion, we're going to leave the looting down here
Let's go.
until we get the group back together. He can come up here and he can climb up these stairs. And there's an elevator here. That elevator just has an ascend button on it. So that brings him up here to this area. You can see that the group here, there's still icons that show that they're above us. So we can hit the ascend button again. And now you can see that they're on the same level as we are. And there's a lever on the side of the door here. Okay, and now everybody's back together again. Okay.
Ready.
So now we can start looking around. You can see on our mini map that there's something or somebody named Bernard and some animated armors around here that's showing up on our mini map. But first, let's go back down to the bottom where Astarion was, and we'll continue looking around down here first. Okay, so this is where Astarion came in. Okay, so we can start paying more attention now to things down here. And there's the perception check. This is where that pipe comes through the wall. So if you were small enough to get in from the outside, that pipe comes in here and you would be in this area and bypass the locked door. So let's get Will to pick up some of these things that he's going to end up selling later on. Holding alt, looking around.
Let's get going.
Okay, nothing else here. Nothing else on this side. That's just the lever that opens the door. Bottle racks. I don't think I've ever found anything in a bottle rack in early access, but don't let that again spoil you. In the full version, there might be some. So we'll send these to Will. And we can make our way up here into this area. Okay, so again, more bottle racks. Holding alt. There is a book here all about the susser flowers. This will actually let you know that they created with items with both anti-magic properties and ones that use the magical absorption of the flowers as a power source. So the first anti-magic properties is the sword that we used the susser bark to craft that casts silence when it hits. And then the susser tree flowers as the power source gives you a hint that you need to go put a susser tree bloom inside this generator here to power it up. So it's not like you need a guide to figure that out. You just have to read the books that are down here. And again, you do, like I say, you do want to read the books that are down here.
Another step forward.
As you go through this area. And you'll kind of see why as we make our way through. So, camp supplies that we're going to send off. Another book that you can read. Okay, this one doesn't pertain to what happens here. But, oh, and we got a potion to heal giant strength back. Good. But like I say, you do want to read all the books. Okay, and then nothing up here, holding Alt so we can make our way back up the stairs. And yes, I know that Astarion's got some health issues. We'll deal with those as we come upon a need for him to have health. Okay, so uncovered mysteries. We'll get to in just a second. So more camp supplies. Make our way around and just search these crates. Okay. So, reading this, it talks. This is an interview with a harper, and nothing that you need in it. Again, that one doesn't apply to. Whoops, didn't mean to turn that on, but not a big deal. That applies to what we're doing here, but now we're going to head up. We're going to ascend and head on up to the next floor. Okay, and we can come out here and we can again start exploring some more. So, wooden barrels, some sacks. Looking out this way, we can open up this door and you can see we're out on a balcony out here. Now there's nothing to gather out on this balcony, but always make sure you go through and explore them. So holding Alt, nothing here, but now you see that we have some sprouting Timask down here. Same thing that we've encountered throughout the rest of the Underdark. But over here on the shelf we have some Timask spores. And remember, that's one of the items that we were looking for to help Emilium investigate the parasite that we have. Okay, so you want to pick up one of those. You only need one. They don't sell for anything, so they're not worth picking up any more than one. You only need that one, and that's it. So out here we can search the vase. Nothing in it. Okay, we do have another vase here. Nothing. Holding Alt, looking around as we go. More sacks. Okay, nothing special about this stool here. And I mentioned that for a particular reason that we'll see later. Okay, holding Alt, coming along here. Nothing that we can pick up in here. We have Tongue of Madness. And a pitchfork. So the Tongue of Madness, remember, if we go here, we need some Timask spores. We also require Tongue of Madness mushroom. So that's what these are. So pick up one of those. Okay. And again, you only need one. They don't sell for anything either. So no reason to burden your inventory up with multiples. Okay, out here we have a couple of burlap sacks. Nothing. And continuing on around the last area here. Okay. We have a supply pack. Always nice. More burlap sacks we can search. Don't know if we can reach that one. Oh, we can. And then we have another book here. Okay, now this is one of those books that you need to read and that's going to give you hints as to how to approach a puzzle later on. So, how can I trust? How will I ever know? How can I show myself my darkest me? Okay. So,
Seems like the owner was quite the literary type.
and normally when you find the books that are a hint, you're going to get some sort of interaction like that with them. Okay, so now we can ascend again. This is the main floor with the door that we came in back behind us over here. So we have some heavy oak doors here on this side, which we can open up. Out here on this balcony, again, nothing worth noting. Okay, there's another arcane cannon up here, so this place can be rather hazardous if you're exploring it without turning the power on first. Then we have a chest out here, and it's...
Magic from that chest. I can feel it.
So it instantly lets you know the name, Chest of the Mundane. It's kind of strange. We haven't had a gilded chest that's named special before. But then you also get a perception check to let you know that this chest is magic in some way. So we're going to open it up, and you see there's nothing but mugs and plates in it. Okay, so we're going to take this mug.
Did that just transform?
And we get notification that it might have just transformed into something. Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to take the plate out and the mug out. And you can see that we picked up 3 things in our inventory that weren't plates and mugs, obviously. Okay, and that basically what that chest does is it takes anything that you put in it and it transforms it into some mundane item, just as a disguise, basically. And that's it. So, I did forget to do a couple of things. We need to get his mage armor on, and we need to get his protection from evil and good on. Okay, and then that amulet goes back on. Okay. So we've picked up a couple of things here, and let's go ahead and just clean out some items. So actually I sent that to my camp. I needed to keep the Tongue of Madness on me. We're going to do a little bit of inventory management here. Get things where they need to be for when they're going to sell. We're going to leave that here. Okay. So we've picked up a few things. The Tongue of Madness is there. The Timass spores I sent to my camp. I'll have to pick those back up. From my camp. Okay, before I complete these things. So, but we did pick up the Uncovered Mysteries and Mistress Grace. Uncovered Mysteries lets you cast Detect Thoughts one time until your next long rest. So it's one of those things that you can have when you're not in a combat situation. If you're trying to get into a dialogue situation, you can have somebody equip this, and then the Detect Thoughts spell is available to them to help through those conversations. It's going to give you a bonus to helping make your way through those conversations. But it's something that, you know, maybe you keep on Will. He's the one that with the highest charisma that I do most of my conversations. So at some point, you know, when you're not in a combat situation, you can swap out the Sapphire Spark for Uncovered Mysteries so that he can have access to Detect Thoughts. The other thing that we picked up was Mistress Grace, and it allows you to cast Featherfall as a bonus action. So, really nice set of boots. I've only got one person who doesn't have any boots on. The boots of speed are great for Astarion. He needs those. The spring step boots don't really need for Shadowheart as much. It just helps her get around the battlefield better for casting Leon, healing spells that need melee range. And we obviously need the speedy light feet to get lightning charges for our Barbarian. So we'll just put Mistress Grace on Will just as a placeholder for now. But he doesn't really need it, but just something to... might as well get some use out of it while we can. And a couple more things that are going to get sold. And moved around. Okay. So now our inventory should be clear again.
Moving ahead.
So we can head back in here and continue searching around this room. There's a dusty book here. Okay, and again, you want to read this. There's a light in every living thing. It's crawling toward the surface to survive, and in its wake it tramples everything. We'll kill the rest so that one can thrive. Okay, and continue our way around. Here's the front door where we came in. So we do have some crates. We're going to give this to Astarion because he's going to need to fill his health up. The Traveler's Chest. We'll send that to Will. We don't need any more thief tools weighing down Astarion. Okay, broken machinery. Now, I haven't found a use for this in the early access. I'm hoping that these different pieces, and this isn't the only place you're going to find these, but I'm hoping that you can find all of these pieces and maybe craft an automaton. Someone to, follow you around and that sort of stuff. But it, just an interesting, possibility in the full version of the game. Don't forget about that stuff just because it doesn't have a use in the early access. Yeah, because see, there's broken machinery, and we're going to find more of it upstairs as well. So while we're here, let's get Astarion healed up. No.
Hello again.
One more. Good. Okay.
Still alive, so that's progress.
We already searched that barrel.
Light on my
There's
feet.
another one here. Nothing in it. Going around the corner. Okay. And now we're back where we started. So now we can make one more ascension.
Seems simple enough.
Okay. Now we're up here, and you can see it's starting to get more and more broken as we ascend upward. So we'll make our way around to this side. And there's another book here. Soul Coins, a treatise we've already read before. That's not one of the clue books, so to speak. Okay, holding Alt. Nothing here. Do have some vases we can search. And a wooden chest. Okay, the shelf normally never has anything on it. We have some books that we can search.
Open up.
Okay, so a scroll of blur is always good. Another scroll of detect thoughts. And this is, again, not one of the clue books. Okay, Scroll of Hideous, Tasha's Hideous Laughter is great. And these, again, are not the clue books. However, over here, do have a book here, another one here. That one is, I don't know if we can pick it up there. We can. There's a book, The Roads to Darkness. Okay. This is, again, another one of those clue books. And reading through this, take some notes about what about what you've read, so that you have it available to you when you're going through some dialogue here in a bit. Okay. Alright, so heading around, we have some more books we can search here. Here. Okay, now on the table here, we have a torn out paper. Again, blue book. The silence stretches on. I'm all alone. Please can I hold your hands for just a while? And you don't have to pick these up. Once you've read them, just make a note of them.
Defender of the people.
Landscape we can pick up. Worth some good money. Okay, and there's a wooden chest here. More camp supplies. And the Mage's Friend. The Mage's Friend is exactly what it sounds like. It gives you +1 to Arcana and +1 to Religion. I'm going to give that to Shadowheart, mainly because I already have 2 rings that I want to keep over here on Will. But where did that go? Okay. So that will give her +1 to her Arcana and Religion checks whenever she runs into them. And now you get into this area over here. You see there's a bowl. There's some bedding here. A big bone over here in the corner. And a button. Okay. So if you hit the button...
Wait. Why did that strange dog collar just vibrate?
Okay. And that goes back to the dog collar that we picked up. So just for giggles here, we're going to clean out. That's going to overload Will, so we'll start filling up Shadowheart. Okay, we're going to put the dog collar on. And now we're going to press the button.
Clever. Food is dispensed for anyone wearing this collar.
Okay. So now there's a raw steak. So it's kind of one of those funny things about the game in that there's an automated feeding system for the dog named Myrna that was kept here in the Arcane Tower. So you train the dog to hit the button and they get fed.
Look.
So that's what part of that interaction is that we dealt with previously at the dog grave over there. So,
Swift as my feet can carry me.
nothing to read here. You can look through the telescope,
I
but
spy with my little
nothing to look at.
Nothing of note, really.
There's nothing around over here on this side. So you can just continue on around here. Okay. And now we're back where we started. Okay, so this floor has now been cleaned out, and we can make one more ascension.
A shot.
New sounds to the Underdark oppression range. Is it the foe? That foul, contemptuous heel?
You know these words. They are from the opening stanza of a play you found in this very tower.
Okay. And this is why you need to take notes or remember what happens in in those books that you found. Okay? So it's all part of the play. This automaton has been programmed to give different responses based upon what these words from the play mean. Okay? So so for this one here, Bernard is going to be friendly. This is the correct option here.
Come out of love for me, not love for blood and steel. Come on as if you feel, my lord, my liege.
Okay. So, starts off, that's to be friendly, and now this opens up the stanzas that you read here. And first, let's go through some of the other options, and then we'll talk about these three.
An unbeknownst command that I cannot fulfill. An unbeknownst command that I cannot fulfill.
Okay. So Bernard has programming in him that is only these three, and he's going to do things based upon these three here. And that's it. So on the previous, so what do each of these three do? So how can I trust? How will I ever know? How can I show myself my darkest me? This option is one that you definitely want to pick.
If you do not believe the secret show, reveal the truth. Give what you wish to see.
Okay, that's going to end the conversation, and you can watch Bernard. It's going to give you 50 XP, but you can watch Bernard, and he walks over to this table, and he puts something down on the table. He put down the guiding light ring. Okay. Now, the guiding light ring is very interesting. We'll have
I'm ready.
Shadowheart pick it up. Okay. And you can see it lets her cast light as a cantrip. So that's great. Having light is a great thing because that gets rid of that disadvantage for targets being obscured. But we're going to bring Shadowheart back over this way and pay special attention here in this area, because all we have is descend. We can just descend right now, and that's it. So we're going to, but you notice this is wreathed in orange, so it's a quest item. We're going to have her put on Guiding Light.
Revealed thanks to this ring, no doubt.
There's now a button that says basement down here. So she does have access to the light cantrip here, but it also, what it's really meant to do is let you know that there's a button that leads you to the basement here.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Okay. So we're gonna, over here at the patched parchment, we can read this. This is another one of the clue items. Okay. Right, so it's a small poem here. The last of the thoughtless gifts you gave, I will hold on to them. It's all that I can do. I can't throw them away. I've never been that brave. So if you go talk to Bernard...
Come on as if you feel, my lord, my liege.
Okay. You now get that available to you. These commands are not available to you unless you've read the books. Okay, because this wasn't there previously. Okay, so that's why it's important to read all of those clue books. Basically, the book, The Roads to Darkness, the Threadbare book that was downstairs, the Dusty book, and the torn out paper that were down there, and then the patched parchment that was up here. Okay, so you don't have to read them. If you get up here and there are no commands to give Bernard, you can go back and read them again, but you might as well read them while you're making your way up here. So this one that just popped up, we want to use that one as well.
This is all that I can do. I can't throw them away. I've never been that brave.
Okay? And Bernard gives you something. Gives you a scroll of prayer of healing. Right? And we'll move that over to Shadowheart. Now, it's not all fun and games with Bernard. Okay? So, there's a light in every living thing, and there's the silence stretching on I'm all alone. Okay? Now, there's a light in every living thing that's crawling toward the surface to survive. If you remember the writing of that, it said that it was going to kill all things. Okay? If you choose this option, Bernard is going to turn hostile. Now, you may want that to happen, and we'll discuss that here in a second, but that's what this option does. The silence stretches on, I'm all alone. This is, can I please hold your hands for just a while?
Of course, my love. Don't be afraid, sweet girl.
His hands close around the air next to your face, as if he's taking the hands of someone taller.
What can I do? Say, would you like a hug? Come here for just a moment. Let it out. Remember, you are loved Lenore so much. You're doing great, and everyone will be so proud of you, as I already am.
Okay, now you're starting to learn some more about what this is here. Remember the parchment that we read downstairs, the letter that we read outside, explaining about the love that Lenore had to the previous occupant here of the Arcane Tower. So this was programmed by that occupant to be as a guardian, but at the same time being a helpful, supportive servant with that other person. So we're going to leave Bernard for a second, and we're going to continue to look around to other areas. And you see we have these animated armors. They're not doing anything. You can't interact with them or anything like that. Not yet at this point anywhere. Anyway, so holding Alt, nothing, but you see when you mouse over this stool, there's a stool of hill giant strength. Okay? So if you pick it up, you can set it down, and then you can sit on it.
What's this feeling of power?
Okay? So now if you look, he's got hill giant strength. His strength is now 21. Okay? Rather interesting, just for sitting on a stool.
It's gone.
But then when you get off the stool, it disappears.
Where did that come from?
Okay? So what you can actually do here is attack the stool.
What's that?
And you find that you break it apart into splinters, and you can see that it breaks apart into a club of hill giant strength. Now it's not full hill giant strength, but it does take your strength to 15. Now, that can be very useful for getting Astarion into places that he can't reach because of his crappy strength. Okay? That's basically what it is. It's a very easy way to increase his strength, because when he is carrying this, like in his offhand, you look at his character sheet, Astarion's strength is now 15. And you can see it says 15 from Splinters of a Giant's Might. Okay? So, he uses his dexterity for his to hit and damage. So, having the extra strength isn't what he really needs. So, you don't want to give up the short sword +1 that he's carrying. But you can use that, like I say, to get him into areas to unlock chests and that sort of stuff that his normal 8 strength is just not going to cut it with. Okay, so a very useful item to have around. You can see there's more animated armors here. Coming around the back. We have a crate over here. We're going to give that to Astarion. Okay, we do have some more books that we can search. Scroll of Entangle is always cool. Mirror Image and Speak with the Dead. So some really decent scrolls there. Okay. Then you can come up here to this top area. And again, there's another animated armor up here. And that looks like it. This stool is just a regular stool. So, nothing special. So, now we're going to split the group here. And we're going to bring our Barbarian right down here in front of Bernard. Okay. We're going to take Astarion, and we're going to move him all the way over here. And we're going to put him into hiding.
On tippy toes.
Okay, we're going to take Will, and we can move Will up here on top of this. And we can put him in hiding.
Silence is gold.
And then we can take Shadowheart, who's up here, and we can move her
Got to press on.
around the corner here. And again, put her in hiding. So you can see we're outside the range of all of the detection cones. Okay. And we have
All's well that ends.
Dorval here with us. Now we do want to have Will bring his familiar out. So we're going to bring... I think we're going to bring the Quasit out this time. Okay. And... we're going to put him into hiding up here as well. Okay. And now we can initiate a conversation with Bernard.
Come on as you see fit, my lord.
Now this can get dangerous. Okay, but we are going to turn him hostile here.
And in its wake, it tramples everything. Go kill the rest, so that the one can thrive.
Okay, so we got a really good roll on our initiative. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is try and do... Oh, right. He doesn't have it. Aha. Okay. No, that's not a worry. We just have to fight this the way it was intended. Lae'zel, that's interesting. I wonder if... Okay, yeah, it doesn't have it here either. That's a fighter trait, a fighter characteristic. That's what I was missing. Lae'zel has an attack that can knock enemies backward. From this location, you can knock Bernard out the window, and he will fall all the way down here and take a lot of damage. And then he will have to spend a few turns making his way into the first floor, taking the elevator up here to get back into position. The reason for it is that takes Bernard out of the fight for a little while you clean up the animated armors that are up here. So it gives you some leeway from him. But Bernard also has a really special attack that he can use, which is kind of harsh. So we do want to frenzy here. We absolutely want to do that. Okay. Now we want to get everybody into combat here. And to do that, I think we're going to start off with Astarion here. So we're going to move Astarion up right behind the animated armor here, and we're going to get a sneak attack melee off. Okay. So that took a lot of damage off of him, which is exactly what we wanted.
Keeping quiet.
So
Eyes open, mouth shut.
We're going to cause some damage on Bernard, I think, here. Because remember, we can cast Magic Missile here with him. And yeah, we want to do this because this is going to do a good amount of damage to him. Okay. So yeah, that did 19 points of damage. The Quasit, we can move down here. I want to use the Quasit as a distraction. So we're going to use our action to become invisible. Okay, I didn't want that to happen, but...
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
Okay, and now you can see that Shadowheart, with the way the detection cones work, she can't maneuver anywhere to get anything without getting seen, so to speak. But what you can do, I don't think we can get a bless to reach. Oh, we can. Okay, so that is going to bless him down there. Okay. And that's exactly what we wanted to have happen. So we wanted to get him blessed for his hit chance. Okay. So now he has his action left. So we can, again, work this a couple of different ways. We can try and get some other attacks, but what we probably want to do is use our dash here to get us our lightning charges, and then we can just jump to the other side of him here. Trying to get this movement to work just right, because I do not want to provoke an attack of opportunity here. Okay, so that caused some damage, and now we can kind of move around away from some of the other targets that are going to hit us, and that's going to end the turn. So now they're going to get their turns to attack. Oh, had an attack of opportunity, but he missed it. So Bernard's going after Will. Interesting. Okay. So now Astarion gets his turn. The animated armor, though, is... So let's move over here.
Just here.
Let's try and get an offhand attack using one of his actions. Why is target too... Yeah, I was going to say, why is target too far? Okay. So, didn't kill him. I was hoping it was going to. So we don't really have much of a choice, but to finish him off. Okay, and now we can try it. We can just move our way back into the fight some more. Okay, now we're going to have to get up there. But first I want to move the Quasit out of the way. So... Okay. So we want to get...
So much for peace.
Him up here.
Have to keep going.
Good. We can make it. Still get close to Bernard. Okay. So now we have basically 2 attacks here. We can make a reckless attack that would be at 51% chance to hit. Could make a frenzy strike that's only 30% chance to hit. Let's go to Shadowheart first. Get her out here. And let her cast a level 2 guiding bolt. That's only a 30% chance to hit. And it did hit. Okay, good. Alright. So now... Yeah, now our regular strike's up to 51 and our reckless attack's at 51. So we're going to go ahead and make our frenzied strike first. Alright, that was a big hit. And now we will go ahead and make a reckless attack. And left him with 3 hit points. Right. Okay.
Darkness, protect me.
So she doesn't have anything left except a bonus action for Healing Word. We'll cast it at level 2. Get Will some hit points back. I don't know if Will's going to survive this, but we'll see. Okay, and the Quasit's turn is done. Okay, that's bad. Alright, so he went into static overdrive. Which is his really bad thing. While you're in it, he's got you can see the aura, static discharge, and the static discharge supercharge. So you're taking lightning damage whenever you're in it. So you're getting the electroshock, and that's 2d8 lightning damage. And you can't take reactions. So if he moves away from us, we don't get an attack of opportunity because we're not allowed to take actions here. So we definitely need to get rid of him as quickly as we possibly can. So he's hard to hit. Okay, that's just what it is. So there's only a 20% chance to hit. So if we try and hex, okay, so now we've got a 20% chance to hit with that. So there's not a whole lot. So Scorching Ray gives us 20% chance to hit 3 different times. Okay. Elder's Blast is still at 20%. We're not going to be able to get above 20%. So you might as well use something that gives you the most chances to hit. Okay. And that's what happens is that whenever you do damage to him, that damage comes back to you as well. So Bernard, it did do 1 point of damage only, and that's it. Okay. So, I'm not going to have a choice here.
Talk to me.
So she's only got a 25% chance to hit with her ranged attack. Yeah, piercing shot's only 25%. Okay, got very, very lucky there. We needed that. Because we've got some problems here. She can actually get Will right back up.
Take you.
Okay, and now she's out.
Sometimes the only way out
Okay.
is through.
So now I can again get down here to try and
These boots
deal
have seen
some
everything.
damage. Because we have 2 attacks here. So we'll do a frenzied strike to start. That's a miss. Do a reckless attack. This is probably not good. Okay, but we'll do it anyway.
Hungry for the slaughter.
Okay. So now Astarion was knocked all the way down here. So he's gonna run over and hit the button to ascend. He's gonna ascend again. Okay, and now he's up here in this room. Anyway, he doesn't have enough to reach over here, but we'll see if he has enough damage here. Only a 50% chance to hit. I'm thinking here. Because if he uses a bonus action to jump, it's not going to get him close enough to anything. So I think he's still better off just trying to get rid of this one with a 50% chance to hit. And he did. Okay. So we're going to move him over here as close as he can get. And he's not close enough to anything to
Act fast.
to do anything. So now everybody's out. Quasit is next. Okay. And I'm hoping he's just a distraction. Okay. Alright, so now for Will.
2 steps at a time.
We can... He can't reapply Hex. Interesting. So his Eldritch Blast is a 60% chance to hit. The Ray of Sickness is again 60% chance to hit. So we'll go that way. Okay, and now Astarion's back, so we're gonna go ahead and he still has momentum for 2 more turns, but he's out of lightning charges, so he's gonna have to dash anyway. So let's use one of our bonus actions to get up here.
Let's go.
We'll use our... And now we should just be able to... We might actually be able to use our other bonus action to hide.
Ready or not?
Yep. And now we can do a sneak attack. Perfect. And that kills him. Now we can move him back away from the edge.
Still breathing.
Alright, now
Breathing.
our Barbarian is going to have to dash. to get lightning charges back. Okay, with momentum, that allows him to get all the way over here, and we don't want to get him in a position where he can get knocked off, so... Okay, so now we will Frenzied Strike here. Right?
Concentrate.
Now, I don't know as if she's going to have enough to get into range of much, but we will see.
Keep going.
Okay, so her Sacred Flame cantrip is 65. A regular ranged attack is only 30. So yeah, we'll go with Sacred Flame. And he passed. He made a saving throw. So again, I think we're going to... she can't cast it from down there. So Will is down again. Okay, so we'll get Will up. That will end that. Nothing that the Quasit's really going to be able to do from over here. Okay, and then his turn. Ah. Okay, good. So he moved out of the way. We got one attack of opportunity that missed, but the Quasit's attack of opportunity hit. So we'll get everybody back down here, and you see it took a lot of damage from all of that.
No time to waste.
We'll group everybody up. Okay, so we should still have a couple of short rests. We can get everything back. Alright. And now we have the opportunity to do some searching here. So the animated armors have heavy crossbows. Now the heavy crossbows are exactly what they sound like. We'll go over the stats here in a second. And now he's encumbered. Okay. 2, 3, and yes, Bernard's up there. Where's the fourth? Oh, there he is. Fell down off the ledge a little bit after Astarion killed him. Okay. Now, the heavy crossbows, two things. One, they do 1d10, which is the most of any ranged weapon that you're going to find. The most light crossbows are 1d8, even with the +1, that's 1d8 +1. So these do the most maximum damage out of any of the ranged weapons that you're going to have in the game currently. They also weigh a lot. They're a heavy crossbow, so they weigh a ton. So they also sell for quite a bit of money. So we are going to keep these so that we can sell them, but they're not something that I want to use. Simply the +1 on the light crossbow, that's +1 to damage, but it's also +1 to hit. So that gives us the benefit of not just the damage, but also the ability to cause that damage in the first place. Jorval is the only one that does have a heavy crossbow. He has the enchanted +1 version of it, which is just a straight upgrade over these. But these are a straight upgrade over anything else in the game, assuming that you can use it. And that's because the heavy crossbow, you can see it here in this list, is a martial weapon. So you have to be proficient. Well, you have to be proficient with it to get any of the bonuses to be able to use it. And if you're not, take a pretty hefty negative on to hit with it. Okay. So for Lae'zel and for any martial class fighter type character, that heavy crossbow is the best that you can do in the game as far as ranged attack goes. Okay. But you have to be able to use it. So Astarion's got longbows and then hand crossbows, and then Will is only proficient with rapiers as far as martial weapons go. So, but we're going to end up selling most of them. So the last thing is to search Bernard, and this is why you turn Bernard hostile. You don't have to. You can leave Bernard alone. But this is why you turn him hostile. 1, an antique key, and 2, the light of creation. We'll come back down here and we'll kind of go over this. Okay, we are going to go to the basement here in a second. Okay, so the light of creation. This gives that overcharge ability that you saw Bernard use when he put on his static aura. He also triggered this overcharge ability. And the overcharge ability is basically a chance to stun the wielder unless it is a construct. So Bernard was immune to this effect because he was a construct. Maybe in the full version, if we get constructs who are able to be NPCs that we can control, this might be an even better weapon. It is a +1 halberd, which is 1d10 +1. So it's really good possible damage. But it also has galvanic currents. This is blue lightning flits across the halberd surface. It deals an additional 1d6 lightning damage. Okay. So that's why if you look at these two that I'm wielding, I'm carrying Hammeraft right now, but compare the Light of Creation with it. Hammeraft is 2d6 versus 1d10, so it's got a +2 maximum bonus damage available to it, but that's it. But if you notice, the Light of Creation has a max damage of 30. And that's simply because it does 1d6 lightning damage every time it hits. The problem is that you have a chance to get stunned every time that you hit somebody with it because you are not a construct. So it is one of the most powerful two-handed weapons in the game. If you somehow find some way to discount the fact that it can possibly stun you whenever you use it. Because the Everburn Blade is 2d6 with a 1d4 fire damage. This is 1d10 with 1d6 lightning damage. So it works out to be almost, a little bit more or almost the same as the Everburn Blade does. Okay. So it's a really powerful weapon. It's just we're not constructs, so it's going to cause problems for us when we use it. But again, not one of those that you want to get rid of. You definitely want to keep it. Okay. So now we've cleaned out this area up here. So now we're going to head down to we're going to click the basement button. Okay. Takes us to an entirely new area down here. And now we can begin looking around and doing some searching. So, okay, so nothing here. We do have some more Tamask spores, and I do need those because I think I put mine in the camp store, my camp stores. So I need to have one on me to be able to turn in. So that's good. Holding Alt, nothing there. We do have some bookshelves with some spells in them. Roll of Silence is always good. Field of Faith. And some more books. Okay, and that's all that's up here on this shelf. Can now move down this way, and you see we have a basilisk oil on the table. Okay, false life. Speak with the dead. Scroll of web. Always good. Another scroll of silence. That one went to Astarion instead of Shadowheart like I wanted it to. Holding Alt, looking around down here, nothing else. You can make your way up here to this top area. Okay, so some books down here on the ground and in the shelf that we can look at. I'm going to spread some of those around. Okay, so now she's full, so these books will go to Astarion. Okay, so looking up here, we could take the alchemical installation. No need to, though. And then there's a Staff of Arcane Blessing that we'll look at here in a second. More Tongues of Madness that you don't have to pick up. And, you know, I've never... Yeah, I can't pick it up. What
What's
I thought.
in here?
So search the desk, and then there's a book you can pick up here. And there's a gilded chest. Lots of gold, inflict wounds, and the Sparks Wall. And we'll go over that here in a second. And then we have this metal door here. Which takes us to a secret entrance. There's a lever here that opens this wall. And now you can see where we are. We're right back where Astarion first entered here. Down on... Not calling it the basement. It's basically level 1 here. And you entered on level 3 stairs. Okay. So we're going to head up
Here goes nothing.
to level 2. There's nothing here. You can see the entrance is got the up arrow next to it. You can come up here, and this is the floor where you entered through the main door. Okay, and you can make your way back out. Okay. So, looking at our map, we cleared out the Arcane Tower. We've done everything that there is to do there. You look around the rest of the Underdark, we've cleared everything out. Okay? The only things that we're not seeing are we still have a couple of paths here through the Underdark Beach. So we want to head back to the Myconid colony now. Because we do have a couple of things that we can finish up in here. And the first of which being over here.
But
Yes.
at such an accelerated rate.
Okay. Now, trying to think how I want to do this. I think I want to do this with Will. Okay. So we're going to go talk to Blurg first.
Time for a chat.
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries? I do enjoy a good bargain, if anything in my private collection is to your liking.
And we're going to sell off all of this stuff that Will is currently carrying. Nope, those are going to back to Astarion. Okay. So now Astarion, and I don't care enough about the gold to have people swapping these things back and forth. Okay, so we'll just sell these off. That's enough there. Shadowheart, however, I am going to have her send these to Will. These are high-priced items. So I want Will to sell those, but she can sell off these books. Okay, same thing with Turbo on this. And you can sell off the dog collar. You don't need it anymore. Okay, everything else he's going to keep. He's got 2 basilisk oils. Now Will can sell off the rest of these. Okay. And again, these are things that we've sold back to him, that we didn't need. We had the Lifebringer. Again, gets you 3 temporary hit points. But it would only be good if I didn't use the haste helm. And having that momentum really, really helps him get around. You saw it in that last encounter. Even when he dashed, he didn't have enough movement to get all the way across that battlefield. But if you dash when you have momentum, then you're quadrupling the amount of movement you have. So it's a great thing to have, especially for him to navigate around the battlefield to keep causing damage as he goes. So, okay, so that clears up.
Very well. I have mushrooms to catalog.
Our inventories. And we want to give a couple of things back. So the basic poisons and the grease bottle we can send back to Astarion, where they were. Okay. Now, we did pick up a few things.
Worry not, friend. You'll find the key soon enough.
Okay, so we want to take a look here. So we picked up these 2 things here. Okay, the Staff of Arcane Blessing and the Sparks Wall. The Sparks Wall is basically where it can't be electrocuted, and you have resistance to all lightning damage. It's a great thing to have, especially if you're using not the Speedy Light Feet, but the boots that when you're standing in water, the water becomes electrified. Well, that would normally damage you as well. Well, with the Sparks Wall, it doesn't damage you anymore.
Have you spoken with...
Okay, so you have the opportunity to avoid that damage by combining those boots with this ring. What we're wearing right now is the Spurred Band and the Crusher's Ring. The Crusher's Ring gives us +3 movement speed, which is good. The Spurred Band basically gives us momentum for 1 turn once we drop below 50 hit point or 50% of our hit points. That's not really a game changer for us, because we already have momentum for 3 turns from the haste helm that we're wearing. So getting that momentum only when we're less than 50% hit points isn't really a big deal. But it can be for Astarion if you're trying to get away because you're damaged, like he was a lot of the last fight. So we're going to put the Sparks Wall here. And now it looks like everybody's filled up with their ring slots. It's amazing how quickly those slots fill up. We're just going to move this over here so we can view it better. So now you have the Staff of Arcane Blessing. It gives you Mistra's Blessing. Remember, we're wearing Mistra's boots here. Mistra's Blessing, it grants an additional 1d4 to saving throws and weapon attacks, and an additional 2d4 to spell attack rolls. So it allows you to cast this Bless level 1 enchantment. Okay. Now, Shadowheart's been carrying around the Shattered Flail and the Glowing Shield forever, but she's never used them for anything. So she does have to cast Bless all the time, however. So if you look at the options here, we're just going to equip this on her. And now if you go to her, we have the Bless spell, which blesses up to 4 creatures. They gain a +1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws. Well, if you look at this Bless here, this is, again, the standard Bless. that comes along with it.
Is difficult to emulate.
But any spell attack rolls gain an additional 2d4. So what she's able to do now is she's able to cast Bless 2 different times here, but she's also able to gain an additional 2d4 to her spell attack rolls when she casts something like Guiding Bolt or something like that, which is huge because Guiding Bolt can have a small chance to hit, but it can do huge amount of damage if it does hit. So her carrying that around is going to be a big benefit for her. She is going to take a hit in armor class. Her armor class went down to 16 from 18 where it used to be. But that gives her an additional Bless charge without, or even without, it allows her to cast Bless without using a spell slot to begin with. But it also allows her to get a bonus to her Guiding Bolt spell. So, and again, Bless is until long rest, so she can use this once until her long rest.
A hero at heart.
So now I'm going to have Will go talk to Amelum here. And we'll put these, I don't think it matters. But we'll do it anyway. We will transfer the Tongue of Madness and the Timath Spores to him. I don't think it matters. So we'll go talk to Amelum.
Sure, why not?
I greet you, child of the sun. How has your search for the mushrooms fared?
Okay, so here's what we're looking for.
These are fine specimens. It will only take me a moment to brew them to proper potency.
Omeluum turns away to prepare the potion, lost in its own musings.
You must drink the entire draught. I can make no promises as to its taste.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and drink this.
The acidic liquid tightens your throat, burning on the way down. It's a bolt of agony straight to your stomach.
Not a drop left. Very good. As the potion influences your mind, you may find yourself acting irrationally. Try and stay focused.
The world loses its edges, its finer boundaries. You are fluid, but trapped like a creature suspended in amber.
Okay, so I have some saving throws that I'm going to have to make here. And either one is going to get a +2, so it doesn't really matter which one that we use here. We can add a bonus here, so we can either get resistance or bless. So resistance is a cantrip from her, so it's not going to use a spell slot. So we'll go ahead and do that.
A few sparks and colors dance around Omeluum, but you stay steady and staring ahead. The tadpole spasms, seizes. It's fighting the potion even harder than you are. Fear pierces your mind like knives of ice. The parasite digs deeper, as if it needs to hollow out your skull.
Okay, so now I have some saving throws again. They're all the same because of Will. He's getting a +2 from either his wisdom or his intelligence here. Plus the resistance. So again, any of them are all the same. But now the DC is up to 15. So this bonus would replace the resistance bonus. So it's not adding it again. Getting good rolls here. But we're not done.
Lose their edge. You are stalwart, turning that tide of fear against itself. The parasite swells with power, more power than you have ever felt before. It surges and twists, lashing out against that which would dare to intrude. The parasite in your mind quiets, pleased with itself.
Omeluum, are you well?
That lava is like nothing I have ever observed before. Its power is unsettling. Such an outcome was not in my calculations. There is more to this being than mere stasis. Indeed. Although I may have another solution, albeit a temporary one. I possess a ring of mind shielding. It prevents elder brains from noticing my presence. It will not remove the lava, but it will limit its influence, both positive and negative. I would offer it as a gift, but in truth, the ring is priceless. Is there anything you could offer me in turn?
Okay. And this is part of why I wanted Will to do this. So you can't intimidate. Just seems a little harsh. But you can talk about the nautiloid here.
A fascinating topic indeed. What can you tell me?
Okay, so now you have an intelligence check here. To be able to do this. So, and I forgot to swap out and put on my headband of intellect, which would give me a +3 here. But I do have a performance check, which gives me a +4 from my charisma check. So I'm going to use performance, the 15 DC. So I am going to add in guidance here and see what we can come up with. Okay, that's probably not going to work. Yeah, I would have had to have rolled a 4 there. So I'm going to use an inspiration here and roll it again. Perfect.
What a brilliant experience. To feel one step closer to my ancestors is a fine gift indeed. Here, it is yours. May it serve you as well as it has served me.
That thing better work. If it doesn't, I doubt you'll be in any position to complain.
Of course, the lava remains. Be ever vigilant of its growth.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like it, Blood.
Now he's been poisoned because he failed his check. So his constitution check at the start. So if I have
It simply shouldn't be possible.
Shadowheart. Where did her Amulet of Lesser Restoration go? Not wearing it. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now Shadowheart can cast Lesser Rest. Oh, and he just made a saving throw.
Personal research progressing.
So,
Not well. The nutrition my species receives from other
now we can go ahead and swap that back out. And yeah, I did not change out of my non-combat gear, so to speak. like I should have before that.
The keys enough.
Looking ahead.
Okay, so what did we pick up? So Will picked up the Ring of Psionic Protection. We have not actually progressed the growth of the tadpoles in this playthrough. We've avoided using any of the powers of the tadpole, and if you avoid using any of the powers of the tadpole, it doesn't grow stronger. But this does the same thing, basically, meaning that you can't draw on any of the powers of the tadpole, but it also can't grow stronger. As it grows stronger, you get more abilities, and you get some pretty powerful abilities from the tadpoles, depending upon which class you are, or depending upon which character you are, is what I should say. So wearing this ring keeps it from influencing you, but at the same time, you don't get any of its powers at the same time. So something that there's not really a use for right now in the early access playthrough, but I'm sure there's going to be a use for it in the full version of the game. Okay. And these keys I don't need. And the basilisk oil. I think I have enough basilisk oil now. I have 1, 2.
But at such an accelerated rate.
Is it only 2? Okay, so it's only 2. You could actually use all of this to cure most of the drow that are still out there, that are petrified.
Don't waste a
So,
step.
okay, but looking at our journal, we did help Omelum investigate the parasite. We did avenge Glut's Circle. We just basically killed Glut because we refused it. Now we have a quest to kill Nier. Sovereign Spa gave that to us last live stream. We did find Balin and reunited him. We did finish the Masterwork weapon, and we heard about the Adamantine Forge. We don't know anything else about it, but we did hear about it. Okay. So now we are finished here in the Myconid colony. So I'm going to head back to the beach. You're kidding. Okay. No, you're absolutely not kidding. Okay. All right. Something I should have expected, but didn't expect. So I'm gonna move everybody way out of the way. We'll go over this here in a second. Okay. Let's see if we can get any ranged attacks from over here. Okay. At least we rolled really well on initiative. This could have gotten really bad.
Let's end this. Onward.
I don't think she can see him from there. Yeah, she can. Okay. So end her turn. And again, I'm just going to move everybody up here.
A better position.
Get them off of the ground near the Bulette. Don't want them to be anywhere near the Bulette. Are you kidding? Okay, so we can dash.
With pleasure.
Okay. Again, not much in the form of possible damage. We're just kind of getting people out of the way at this point. We can leave our Quasit down here, though. Just for giggles.
Forever dauntless.
And we'll send Will up. Will! I swear the pathing in this game sometimes. Okay. So again, don't think he has a chance to hit. He does not, so we'll just move him up here. Okay, and now we'll let the Bulette get its turn. Okay, so it did kill my Quasit, which doesn't matter in the slightest. So now that I'm up here, I'm going to brace. Okay, and bracing, it gives you, you basically roll advantage on your damage. You roll damage twice if you hit. Oh, and I got a crit. So, yeah, that was some big damage there. Okay. I'm gonna roll Shadowheart next. %55% chance to hit. Sacred Flame is 65% chance to hit. Okay, and he failed his saving throw. Now we can move her out of the way. And I do want to move him kind of back out of the way a little bit.
Let's finish
Oh,
this.
and her turn.
This feels good.
Astarion gets a 65% chance. I don't think he can make a sneak attack. Can he hide?
Leave no trace.
Okay, so hiding was successful. And now he can make a sneak attack. Okay, and now he's going to move up out of the way.
This is my time.
And will think we're going to hex the Constitution here. Cast Elder's Blast.
Taste the blade.
Okay, and now he's going to move
No time to waste.
way out of the way as well. Okay. So I don't know as if he's going to be able to get any shots with the Bulette at that location. See if anybody can. Thought I saw an attack that moved her. Yep, she can just move all the way over there. So, can she cast Guiding Bolt by moving all the way over there? Doesn't look like it. Okay, what about Will? Can he do anything from there? Can. So I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness.
Let my enemies fall.
And it missed.
What now?
Who's next?
Does Astarion have any chance to hit here? He does from there. So let's go ahead and hide.
We'll do it my way.
See if he can get a sneak attack ranged. Can't. Probably because the target is obscured.
Break them.
Okay. But he did cause some good damage there. Got 11 hit points left.
I can't even catch my breath.
I think that's it. I don't think anybody else is going to be able to get any attacks off. Okay, she can right here.
Darkness, guide my hand.
Missed. Move her back out of the way.
On the victor's path.
And Will's done. Yep. Done. I can actually Misty Step him out of the line of fire. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay. I keep seeing a little bit of opportunity. Okay.
I think you can take me on.
Alright, so that was the kill.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more
Alright.
interesting times.
Well, should have realized that.
Than through.
Remember at the very start of last playthrough, the Bulette was trapped down here. He couldn't move to get out of this area. So we killed Glut and left the Bulette down here. And that's all well and good until you come back to this area, because you have to come back here to go and get on this double-hulled skiff, and the Bulette is still here. So it doesn't really matter in that we were planning on doing the same thing anyway, and that's that we were planning to take a long rest. So we'll go ahead and take a long rest here. Okay. Probably just looking around for a second here. Okay, there's the traveler's chest.
Anything of use?
Let's go over here first and make sure that we don't have any other camp supplies that we want to send back. Okay, doesn't look like we do. Actually, we're going to send the shield and the flail to the camp as well. Okay. Alright, so now let's just get our camp supplies out of here. So that's 9 plus 6 is 15. Yeah, see, I did send the Tamask spores here. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25, 31, 36, 40. Okay, we'll actually see if there are any conversations to be had, I guess.
I need.
How can I help?
Okay, same things that we were given last time. Withers is still over here. Check with Shadowheart.
May the darkness protect you.
Okay, nothing to Astarion.
Ah, my favorite traveling companion.
You know what I might do is see. Okay, so we have the drow studded leather and the spider silk. The spider silk is better because it gives stealth +1. So he's going to take a heck of an armor class hit, but his stealth would go up. He wouldn't have disadvantage on his stealth checks. So his armor class would then go to 16. Okay, so that's not bad. So he only took 1 hit, but he gets rid of that disadvantage on stealth rolls that he had. And honestly, he looks really cool now. He does. He just looks really cool. So yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to do. So now we'll go ahead and talk to Lae'zel.
Very well.
Speak quickly.
Okay, nothing there. We'll just take our long rest. Auto select should be 40. Okay, and now everybody's back to normal. We'll do our regular pre-combat stuff, and that we'll swap this out. Give him protection. Have Will get his mage armor. Now we'll change this back. Okay. And now before we go, we're going to have Will get his imp. Because we're going to need it.
A lot on my mind and, well,
Okay.
in it.
And now we will
Moving
make our way over to the double hold skiff.
A vessel wobbles on the lake's murky waters.
Goddamn dwarf. What are you doing on Gek's raft? Where's Gek? Who are you?
Okay. So we have some options here. We get +2 from intimidation. We don't get anything on deception. We have some athletics here where we can just push him into the water, and that's going to be our biggest bonus here. That is going to take care of him. It's also going to make sure that we can't loot anything that he has. I honestly can't remember if he has anything worth looting or not, but either way, I'm probably not going to deal with it. This is going to guarantee that you get into a fight. These other two are not. Okay, so if you want to get into a fight, you can go ahead and use this one, but you're not going to be able to loot him. If you don't want to get in a fight, you can use either of these two. You can use your parasite to try and get past this, or you can just regularly attack. And in that case, you would have the opportunity to loot him if you wanted to. Hopefully later on, depending upon how the encounter goes. I'm just going to try an intimidation here, I think. Okay, because I do have the intimidation proficiency. It's only a 10. I can get guidance as well.
All right. No reason to get your tongue in a twist. Well, come on. Let's get you to shore. You'll need to report to the sergeant. You lot, keep patrolling. I'm heading back with this one.
You continue forward in silence until the lights of a camp twinkle through the murk.
Look at the statues.
Plowed sideways. We've got a welcoming party.
You shithead! Time you showed up. We got trouble.
Spit it out! Sergeant finally choked on True Soul Near's prick.
Drugno. The twat soul caused a rock fall. Trapped tighter than a ring on a fat finger.
You're shitting me. You pay up?
That's the trouble. He's got the gold on him. Sergeant's arm is falling off with all the gnome slaves she's been beating. Who's the hoon, Greyman? Another slave for the dig?
Call me slave again, and I'll feed you your own stomach.
Ooh, this one's feisty. Thrin's gonna knock the snot right out of him. That's so.
You feel the slightest of stirrings in your head. The Duerghar is not infected, yet your minds resonate.
I'll be... You ain't shitting. Felt the tingle. Your twat-soul chum owes us a load of coin. You want through? Make a donation.
Okay, so we have an option here. So, either get into a fight, or you don't. Is basically what it is. So, it is a small payment to avoid a fight. But if you want to get into a fight, then you have some options here. Especially with the fact that you're being a dwarf and them being Duerghar. So, you know, I think... thinking I want to take this fight.
Shit. Would love to see that. Now unclog your dwarf hole. I'm just busting your nads. But I'm warning you. That twat soul ain't settled up soon. There'll be hell to pay for the lot of you cult buggers.
Okay, so that intimidation worked out well. Okay. So, here we are at Ebonlake. We are going to head straight up the stairs over here. Because we want to unlock this waypoint. Okay. So, now we have the opportunity to travel back and forth from here. So, down here, everything is going to be marked steel. Down here. So, there's no point in trying to look around down here at the start. Like I say, everything is going to be marked as steel. So, down here, you have some things that you can look through, but again, we're not really interested in most of these things here. The thieves' tools, we just don't need to carry anymore. So we can head back down. We can head down this way. Okay, we have a drow, but again, marked steel.
Dead drow, publicly displayed. The Duerghar are sending a message.
Okay, so I'm going to... We have a potion of animal speaking, so I'm going to have Will drink it.
Tam, I'll take drinking any day. I speak true, brothers. You know it in your hearts. You know it in your very souls.
We need no Lolth, no Spider Queen. Father Myrmith is the head of Clan Lur. He hatched us, raised us, feeds us.
What care we for his business here? He keeps us small, keeps us contained. We should be with the Spider Queen, revered, adored.
That's all true. So we do get a +2 bonus from intelligence here. We can add in guidance.
You've read that harming spiders is illegal among Lolth's faithful, and often punishable by death.
Father Myrmith is our past. Lolth is our future.
These spiders are loyal to the local Duerghar. In the event of a fight, they will join the fray against you, with slavering enthusiasm.
Okay, so that gives us some options here. It opened up this option here.
Xanta, is it so?
I've heard the very same. Come, brothers, follow me into her hairy embrace.
Her embrace. We're ready. We follow.
Yes. Now, brothers, our new dawn awaits.
Okay, basically what it does is it removes them from the map. In case of any fight that you might get into or anything like that, they are now no longer a part of it. Okay. So again, looking around, still a whole bunch of stuff marked as steel. So if you touch it, you're going to get noticed.
Time to press ahead.
Okay, more fish barrels marked as steel. And then here around the corner.
You, unless you're here to kick some stiffs lakeside, I suggest you bugger off. You gotta be kidding. These trash don't have nothing on them but rocks.
Rocks.
Okay, so I'm going to make a perception check here. It's a 10 DC. I've got plus 1d4 from guidance. Gotta roll good, and I did. Wow, good roll.
You spot a shiny trinket on one of the corpses.
Okay, so now I have sleight of hand or deception here. Deception gives me a +4 from charisma, so this is obviously the way I'm going to go here. Definitely needed it with that roll.
Thank the Absolute. They're all yours.
Absolute.
Okay. So there are a couple ways to go through that check. But you can search all of the deep gnomes.
Killed under the yoke of slavers.
Really? Save your prayers for someone who at least had the spine to fight back.
Shit. Forget I asked.
Okay, and on one of them.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Hurry it up, stick shit. Don't get your twatted twist.
You find a keepsake gem. You do learn some more lore, basically. But we've seen this book before. But here... Okay, now we're going to take a look at this. We picked up an inspiration because of it. But we picked up the fetish of Caldera and Smooth Hands. This allows you to cast invisibility. And it's, again, once per long rest, you can use this ring to cast invisibility. So it's one of those things where it kind of depends on what you're doing and how you're doing it, but the Shadow of Menzoberranzan allows you to cast invisibility, basically, once per long rest using the hood. So, probably isn't needed on Astarion as much. As far as invisibility goes, invisibility is a great way for you to get out of trouble. Okay? Now, we haven't utilized the Ring of Color Spray, or really Sunwalker's Gift for that matter, on Will. We have utilized just as a passive, the Mage's Friend, and we haven't utilized Guiding Light yet. But either one of those two, it would help you get out of a sticky situation that you find yourself in. So I'm going to put it on Will here, and I'm going to swap out the Ring of Color Spray for it. The Ring of Color Spray I have not used. I don't try and get within melee range with my spellcasters. But this is going to allow me to, if I get in trouble, or like in that fight where I was against Bernard, I can cast invisibility and get, move away from that fight. So it does have some benefits with it, so something that you want to, kind of keep with you. All right, so nothing else over here. All right, we do have a door here, which we can have a Astarion lockpick. Got a DC of 14. Not a problem for Astarion, though. Okay, and now we can open these doors. Alright, now, in here is just a bunch of looting that we can do, basically. So let's go around and start taking a look at what's here. Okay, so the silver plate and stuff we can take. More camp supplies.
The scraps of a nightfall feast.
To break bread in Shah's name, then spill blood in her name. A sacred rite.
Okay, you're learning more about, and this is something that I didn't do, which I will do now. We got a message here about where we are. We entered the ruins of what was a Shar fortress. where the Dark Justiciars are. We found out about this a long time ago. So Shadowheart is now in her element. This is where she wants to be. Okay, these are her worshippers, her religion that we are that we're looking through. So the knife and the tray here, all high-priced items. So not the cutting board, not the pot lid. Okay, silver tray. And now we can kind of look around here at what's on this table. You kind of have to zoom in when you do this.
Finders keepers.
You want to pick up anything that is silver. Okay. So there's little forks, plates, knives sitting around here.
Something over there.
Okay, we'll get to that here in a second. There's a spoon here. Another one. This tray you can't pick up. Everything else is rotten though. So you don't want to pick it up. There is one more plate here. Okay, now we can move over to this table. We'll actually do some skeleton searching while we're heading over there. Okay, and there's a pitted key. And now we'll zoom in on this table. Okay, and just start carefully looking around at what's here. Fork, spoon, knife. All of these are worth 20 to 50 gold pieces each. So definitely something worth picking up to sell later on. Because there is a lot of it. Okay, almost done here. One more silver spoon, a silver glass here. And that looks like it. Okay. So we have some vases back here. Nothing. Okay, and we have a Shar statue that has fallen. And we have some cooking utensils, but these are just regular iron utensils, so nothing for us to really look at here. Okay, so coming around the back. Okay. Now we did find this button here. Alright, and that leads you into this room here. Alright. Now, this room is rather special. We're going to split the group here.
Quick step.
We're going to come in here with Astarion. We're going to look around a little bit. We do have a heavy chest over here that says... Oh, sorry, just a regular heavy chest. Okay, 100 gold pieces. And some camp supplies. Okay. Now you see we've got some acid dripping here. And you start wondering, what is that acid dripping from? Okay, if we come around this way. Okay, so his perception failed.
I must keep going.
So we're going to cast guidance on Shadowheart. Have her try and come over here and find it. She failed it. I'm going to have her cast guidance on Will.
Chin up. This'll help.
And have Will try and find it.
That stone looks mighty odd.
Okay.
Someone's been messing with it.
Now we'll send him back out here.
Can't afford to stay idle.
We'll continue with the Astarion, and that stone can be moved. Just have to be right next to it in a certain way. Okay, fine. Have Jorval do it. Because he's got higher strength. There's a hidden stash underneath. Okay, and now we're going to send him back out of the room again.
With haste. The pride of the gate.
And go back to this with Astarion. Okay?
Subtle steps.
So we found the chest, we found that hidden treasure spot over there. Okay, his perception failed. Basically kind of letting you know, giving you a hint about what this is. So if he tries to hide here. Okay.
Quietly.
Okay, so his hiding was successful. Now he moves up here. You can see that there's another one here. Okay. And I'm going to try and kick things off up here. Okay. Oh, okay, so they saw everybody downstairs. Great. Okay, well they can't move very far. So they don't move very well, so he's dashing up here. I missed. Okay, so now Astarion gets a turn. So we're going to dash. I think he can hide here.
They won't know what bit.
He can. So we can get a sneak attack now. Alright. Okay, so now I'm going to hold his turn.
Lady, help me strike true.
Yeah, I'm going to hold his turn. I'm going to move the imp out of here. I'm going to have the imp fly, I think, up to here. Okay. So that got rid of the Ochre Jelly's attack of opportunity. So now I can have Will move out of here.
Finding my way.
Okay, and now the ochre jelly is going to be immune to poison here. Okay. But they are especially vulnerable to fire. I don't think it says that. Yeah, but see, they have slashing and lightning resistances. But they are especially vulnerable to fire. So you saw a lot of damage that came from him during that attack. So that's exactly what we wanted to see. So now I'm going to... I'm going to dash, trying to see where I need to get to, because everything is happening upstairs. So I need to dash. Okay, I'm just going to jump, because there's no need to frenzy right now. I'm nowhere near range. So now I can get all the way up here.
Don't waste a step.
24 meters of movement. Okay. And that's what I wanted to do. I want this ochre jelly to kind of come after me. But now I can also jump. Because I dashed. Without using a bonus action. And I can cause some damage there. Okay. Now, Shadowheart, again, doesn't really matter. She can't really do anything. So she's just going to have to try and move into place here. Okay, I don't know if she'll be able to reach him. He has a bonus action and that's it. So, not going to worry about it. We'll end her turn.
This is my time.
And Will is now done. He has a bonus action, but he can't see anything to hex it. I don't think. Oh, I guess he can see it from there. Okay, so now we'll end his turn. Oh, wow. Big critical hit on Astarion. So, I don't think I'm going to be able to hide her. But let's just see if we can.
Time for a new approach.
Nope. This one down here sees me. So... Okay, critical miss. Nice. So, I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, I didn't think so. I think it has to be a humanoid target. Wow, 2 critical misses. Holy cow. Okay. I kind of want to get up here and take the heat off of Astarion. That means I'm going to open myself up to an attack of opportunity here. But I think I want to do it.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Okay, hit me really hard. I'm gonna frenzy. Okay, I'm gonna make a reckless attack to leave me open to him. Okay.
Can't afford to let up.
Now, Shadowheart needs to get some heals off. Okay, target's out of sight. So I don't think he's going to be able to kill her if she moves up here.
Got to move.
Okay, so she can cast Bless here. Using her action. She can cast Healing Word
Take you.
as... You kidding me? Not even gonna say anything. Just not. Nope.
Favors the fearless.
Nope. Nope.
Finding my way.
Not gonna say anything. Okay. So I think, yeah, he's still probably in the detection cone, so... Wow, critical miss. Has he got an issue with him? Don't know what the deal is with why he's critical missing everything he tries to hit. Okay. So we're just going to try a regular attack here. 80% chance to hit. Actually, we'll hold their turn. .75% chance to hit. 81% chance to hit. Okay, good. So that ends that. So now we can get him down here.
One day I'll catch a break.
And we can get off 2 attacks here, so we'll get off a Frenzied Strike. We'll get off a Reckless Attack. Okay. Alright. Took some damage there. Okay, Astarion needs to heal up. That's good enough for him. Alright, we can search the Ochre Jellies. There's normally some jewelry on them. Some stuff that Will can sell. 2 scrolls of web. Very nice. Web does not work on them, by the way. That helmet would have helped Astarion avoid the critical hit. But again, not something that I'm going to do. I want to keep his helmet on that he's got. So I'm going to pick up the Arrow of Lightning. And the Arrow of Ice.
Let's get going.
And now we can look around down here some more and just make sure there isn't anything that we were missing. Okay. You can come out here. I don't think you can jump down here. Yeah. There's nothing to see down here. Okay. So, looking back up here at this location, you can see there's a trap disarm kit.
Tools and a thick rope. Someone climbed up from down below.
Okay. So someone came through this room, used these tools to climb up here. Right? So if you look, we can continue on this way.
Where am I needed? 2 steps at a time.
And we are definitely going to do a save here. And we're going to change this out. Change that out. Okay. We're going to move up this way. Okay. You can read a plaque here.
Let feast the eyes of the faithful. Know your goddess. Know her command.
Okay, and you can move your way out here onto the very edge and look out over what you just saw in the temple. You can see there's a whole upper area up here that we haven't been in yet. There's another whole upper area up here we haven't been in yet. A whole another area through these doors that leads back into here that we haven't been yet. So there's a lot of stuff to explore here. We just came from down here is basically where we came from. Okay, so we have a locked door here, but we also have another pathway over here. Okay, into this back area, and you can see that there's a hole in the wall here. Okay, there is also a chasm creeper that we can have him pick up. Okay, and I have no idea why the rest of the group is not coming through here.
Still breathing, despite everything. Need to find a way forward.
Everybody can make that jump.
Whatever it takes. No time to waste.
Okay, but we are going to go in here with Will. Alright, and the reason is when you get in here, we're going to be moving up toward this area. And remember, that interaction back there previously said that there was somebody who climbed up here. Okay, these are rotten mushrooms, so don't need to take those. Again, rotten. Okay, bottles we don't need.
Heading out.
Okay, now you can see on our mini-map, Philomeen popped up. Okay. Rotten fish. Okay, holding alt, there's a backpack up there. Probably belongs to her. Okay, and now as we get up here, we're going to trigger a cutscene.
Hold it! I swear to Iron Hand. One more step, and a blow us to chunks!
An ashen scent fills the air. The barrel is filled with smoke powder.
Careful. I'd rather not have to pick bits of gnome from my hair.
Shut your mouth, Hoon, or I'll shut you down. What's to say? You're Near's bootlicker. Saw you sailing. A goddamn trousseau. Better to die in this shit-eat than rot in Moonrise. You want me? Come get me.
Okay. This is one of those you fail it, the game ends decisions. I was a little shocked that they are in the game. They were in Baldur's Gate 1, if you remember, and people were so upset about the fact that you would fail a random dice roll and the game would end. That it was so stupid that people rebelled again, and I was a little surprised to see them in here, but this is. If you fail this, she will simply blow us all up. So whatever you're going to do, that's why I prepped him before I came in here. I put on my intellect headband to get me some extra options if there was some intelligence that there was. We just failed the perception check. And then I also put on the detect thoughts amulet so that I have that option available to me as well here. But I have intimidation, which gives me, and I have the proficiency in it, plus my charisma. So I'm getting a +6 on this roll here. Plus I can add a guidance bonus here. I do have the Scroll of Charm Person if I'd like to add that in as well, which would give me another bonus, or give me advantage, but they have advantage on the saving throw. So it's a 15 DC, I'm getting +6 that's plus 7 to 10. So I've got a better than average chance of making this roll count. Gonna need it. Gonna need a big roll. Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna use an inspiration and roll again. There you go.
Not a true soul. And I'm supposed to believe that. Shit. I can't do it. Go on. Drag me to Moonrise. I'll make you cult nutters suffer. Well, aren't you sweet? I'm not stupid, you know. No such thing in Grimforge as kind hearts. Spit out what you want, and let's be done with it. Then prove it and leave. I go where there's shit to stir, and there's no shortage of options. I'm getting gone. You ought to do the same.
Okay, so now she's going to take off. You can ask about the smoke powder. She took it with her. The reason I'm not asking for it is because I already have smoke powder satchel in my inventory. If you don't have an explosive, either a smoke powder bomb or a smoke powder satchel, then you need to ask her about the smoke powder, because that is how you progress through this to get farther through to where near is. I'm kind of doing this out of order from a story perspective. From a story perspective, you should go over to where near is over here. Find out what's happening here. And they would basically want you to try and find a way to free near. And that means you would have to find the smoke powder charge to do it, and that would open up a quest icon over here to get the smoke powder, to be able to bring it back and open this up. I just don't need to do that because I already have it in my inventory. So she's taken off. So I'm gonna search around up here. Roll a Misty Step's always good. Detect thoughts again. Another scroll of Misty Step. Okay, there's some vases we can search. And will take all of that.
This better be good.
Okay, more camp supplies. We're going to end it off by looking back through here. That encumbers him. So we will send that to camp. Okay, and now we'll continue on in here. Okay, and we have some fragments here. This is basically some lore that talks to you about what was happening here in the temple. So some lore to bring you up to speed on things, but also at the same time this might be expanded upon in the full version of the game. They said that they were going to be making some expansions to Act 1, which is what this is here. So never know, there might be some expansions or things to keep looking at. So We also have a journal here. All right, talking about a beast that was fighting the Justiciars. Okay. And
blood? No, never mind. What path lies before me?
And last little area is over here. Skeleton to search. Nothing else on alt. There are some stone beds which you can use. You can lay down on them. And there is her backpack. A search here as well. So there's a hand-drawn map, which when you read this, gives you, it marks some points of interest. The words hiding spot are within the upper level circle. The lower spot is identified as smoke powder reserve. Okay. So now when you look at your map, you have a smoke powder reserve marked here, and this is where the hiding spot was that we just explored here and noticed. But there's no quest that you can complete for it. It's something that you would have found when she was still here. If you'd have searched here instead of just run right up into it. So I think with that, we've reached a good spot clearing out Philomeen here to end the live stream. We still have quite a bit of stuff to do here in the Duerghar outpost here. So yeah, Dwemer, I've been playing a lot of Anniversary Edition of Skyrim lately. So we'll see if we can get through the Duerghar encampment here and the Adamantine Forge. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff here, so I don't know if we can get through all of it next live stream or not. If we can't, then we'll certainly clear out all of the Duerghar encampment here, and we will start off the live stream next week with the fight at the Grimforge. But for now, I think that's as good a point as any. So again, I'd like to thank everybody who joined us today. Without your support, none of this would be possible. So this is Commander Jorval saying until next time, fare thee well.